Good morning, teacher.
Hi, Flor. Good morning. How are you doing? Okay, let me share my screen. I'm going to start with today's class. So, as you know, we're going to start with this next model. And this model doesn't use a book or anything on my English lab, no? So, we're basically going to see some rules and different topics that are going to teach you how to write, no? So usually this is organized, as you know, this is a fast course, right? Usually it's taken in 1 month. So for this course, we're gonna try to write, usually you will work a weekly essay, no? An essay, it means like a paper, a document, right? You will have to write something. However, for you, it's not going to be like this, no? Usually students have to write 4 assignments or 4 writing, no? Because there is no more English lab. So you have to do something in order that I can grade how you're doing, no? You're applying everything that I'm teaching you. So for you, it will be just write just 2 essays. Okay, and it will be so one assignment, no, well, two writing assignments. The first one is going to be 40%, and you're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing a little bit each time you learn or you finish a topic. So you have to apply something in the writing. And the second one will be the second writing, which is going to be 60%, which is going to be the final writing. So you're going to have just two essays, no? Do you know the meaning of essay? Fleur? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm not sure, but it's like 3 paragraphs in one.
You're close, yes. Well, it's part of it. It's not just a paragraph, no? An essay, for example, if you remember in school or in college, the teacher will ask you to make maybe research or investigate something. And usually you go on the internet or you search books, right? And then you start to write information about this topic. It could be about, I don't know, maybe something related with your career. No, let's see, for example, English. No? So you're going to write an essay about English. So you go on the internet and you start looking things or characteristics about the English language, for example. No? And sometimes, usually, an essay is going to have 3 parts, right? The beginning, the middle, and the end. In the beginning is the introduction. In the middle is the main thing of the document, no? All the information. And at the end, you have like a conclusion or a summary of everything that you have write, no? So that's usually an essay, no? If you did your thesis, it was something like that, no, but not as big. No, it's basically An essay is academic document.
Okay.
So you write about any topic, but usually with academic topics, no? So you're going to have two. One that you're going to be doing for practice, no? That I'm going to be grading and giving you some notes. And the second one, it will be the final one that you are going to present at the end of the 8 classes, no? So if we take a look to your calendar, we're going to have 2 weekends, I believe. Let me check. So it will change. No, one class, it will be farther, right? Let's see. Sorry, I got it open and I close it. Okay, so we are on, what day is today? September 21. No, so it's September 20. Okay, so we have one class behind, no? Because we were going to start on last Friday. So you will have 1 week, right? Then you have another week and you will finish October 6th, right? So
Yeah.
you will have 2 weekends. So during this, since September 20 until October 6th, we will have to finish all this course, right? So you will have to send these, both of them actually, before or until October 6th. That will be the last day to work on these 2 essays. This is more like a continuous, no? You're going to be working a little bit in this first one. And in the second one is like a final one, no? Which you are going to apply everything that you learn. Okay, so you're going to work where? On a doc. Let me share. So you're going to work on a document like this, on a doc. So, sorry. I don't know what, but yes, that's the document.
Yes.
So you can click on it, and then if you don't have the app, no, you can download it. I think you have it. Yes, that's fine. So here I'm going to be asking you to do something. So this is the writing one. There is nothing here yet because I didn't teach you anything. So, you know, like every 2 classes, I teach you like the weekly content, right? So every 2 classes, I'm going to ask you something to write. Every 2 classes. So this is the first one. On Wednesday, I'm going to give you like a homework, okay? A little homework. Then
Okay.
on next Monday, another homework. You understand? Every 2 classes, I'm going to give you a little bit to do. And then at the end, to have like a final presentation, a final essay, you're going to have one final one that you're going to do all over again from the beginning. Okay, so you're going to have 2 writings, 2 essays, and I'm going to evaluate both of them, and that's going to be your grade because there is no more English anymore, my English lab, right? So I'm going to be grading your performance, know how you write, how you apply this content that I'm going to be teaching. Okay, so any questions?
Okay. This link will be for the first paragraph, for the first essay.
Exactly, yes.
It will be another link for the last
Final one.
one. Okay.
Yes. Yes, that's fine. So yes, so that will be it. Maybe we can start if you don't have more questions. The first
It's okay.
All right, great. So the first part is quite easy. It's not very complicated. There are just some punctuation rules, but they are a little bit different in English. So I'm not sure if you have someone to take some notes. However, this class is being recorded, right? But if you can, no, you can take some notes. But we're going to see basic punctuation rules. That's the first chapter, punctuation rules. The basic punctuation. The topic is so it's something that you already know. They're just a little bit different in English, just a little bit different. Let's see. So there are 7 basic punctuation rules. No, the first one is commas. No, usually this is going to indicate a separation of ideas or elements within the structure of sentences. For example, if you have to mention, and maybe you can write it on the chat. Let's see. When you write, for example, elements of something, you are going to use commas to separate. For example, let's see. I'm going to make a list that I have in my desk. Okay. I'm going to go in my desk. I'm just going to mention things that I have in me. Let's make it bigger. In my desk, I have, and let's see, a notebook, comma, a book, a pen, and a pencil. So because I'm marking different elements of something, no? Some elements. For example, I'm describing things that are on my desk. I use commas to separate. That's usually how do we do, no? It's also the same for ideas. Now, if I'm describing something and then I'm going to describe something else, I use a comma. No? So let's see some rules, because there are many rules to use commas that we don't always know them. Okay, so let's start. No, that's a comma. No? Okay, let's see. All right. So don't get scared. There are many rules, like I mentioned, to talk about commas. So, so on the left, I have like the explanation, and on the right, I have examples. So let's take a look to some of them. So this says, okay, maybe you can read the explanation and I'll explain you the example. All right, let's start with this one, please.
Okay, commas are used to separate 3 or more words, phrases, or clause, sentence part in a series.
For example, here we have 3, at least 3 or more, not 2, right? When we have 2, we just use and, no? For example, if we will just have 2 here, we will see the entry includes chips and salsa. No, we don't use comma. However, here, because we have 3, at least 3 parts, phrases, no, of something, we use comma, no? Here. All right, can we read the example, please?
The entry includes chip, salsa, and a beverage.
Yes, beverage. No, there is drink, no beverage or any drink, any drink. It's a big word to classify any drinks. It could be coffee, tea, beer, wine, anything. So in this example, we're separating three words, right? Three phrases, etc. Okay, let's see the second rule, please.
Commas are used after an introductory dependent clause, a group of words before the subject of a sentence that do not form a complete sentence. Since we
So
would
usually,
be returning late anyway, we stayed to
exactly.
watch the sunset.
So anything that is introducing maybe an essay or a topic, no, is going to have a comma in the beginning. So this is like introducing, no, an independent. Remember, sometimes we use this with if. For example, if this happens, comma, this something else happens, right? That's what this is talking about, depending clause. No, so something that maybe is going to explain one thing and then is going to have a second part, right? And that's the first, or the second type of example to use a comma. So we can separate both ideas because we're describing something and then we're adding something else about the same topic. So that's why we need a comma to separate. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, great. Let's continue with the second one, please.
Commas indicate that introductory words and phrases move from the end of the sentence.
Great, thank you very much. Let me pause it. So in this example, it's saying commas indicate what? Indicate that the introductory words and phrases move from the end to the sentence. So in this example, in the light of the day is like the first part, no, of the introductory statement. And then we have a comma to separate it. This is similar to the first one. However, it's not a depending or dependent clause. No, it's not. This is not depending on this. No, in this example, this is an introductory word. No, and then we are separating from the other one. No? So in this example, the change could end. No, it's like remember yesterday that can go at the beginning or at the end. No, it's kind of like separating that type of words, that the order could be different in the statement. However, introductory means like it's introducing a topic, no, or something that we're talking. Because, for example, if we're talking about something big, we can talk about many maybe characteristics about something. So each time we're starting maybe a topic or a little characteristic of this main topic, we might have this type of introductory. We might have this introductory statement word. No? So sorry, 1 second, please. Siempre se me acuerda cuando estoy. Okay, great. So, sorry, I don't know what happens. Voy a salirme del modo general, ¿no? Siempre se me acuerda. Okay. So, okay. So, okay, let's continue with the next one. Let's read it.
Commas are used between independent clause, complete sentence, joined by the coordination
Oh.
by a coordinating conjunction
Mhm.
for and nor but
Exactly.
or yet so.
Mhm. Let's read example.
My family went to see the live tapping of RuPaul's Drag Race, but I stayed home with the flu.
Yes, great. Thank you very much. So in this example, we're seeing that we have a conjunction. No? Usually conjunctions are words similar to connecting words or linking words that help us to describe maybe or put different ideas together. No, so in this example, but is being used as a connector. No, it's putting this idea together, and then it goes, but I stay home with the flu, and it use a comma. So it's separating the first idea from the second one. However, usually in this type of a statement, this is an independent statement. No, because it doesn't depend on the second one. The second one is just going other way, right? My family went to see this, but I stay home with the flu. It's just adding some type of information, right? But I stay home, or and it could be. No? These are very common conjunctions, and there are many other connector words that help us to put ideas together, right? But these are specifically conjunctions, no? For, and, nor, but, or, yet. So, no? Conjunctions because are short, right? But it goes before, no? It goes right before the conjunction. Okay. Any questions so far, Flo? Refer?
No,
Okay. So let's go a little bit faster. Let's see the next one.
comma set off non-essential phrase or clause, phrase that can be removed without changing the sentence overall meaning, or a positive word or phrase that rename a noun. My cousin, who recently joined the mafia, said it would be best if I skipped town for a while.
Excellent. So in this example, whenever we have an information that can be removed, we can put it between commas. No, I think I explained this before. So for instance, maybe you can read again the same statement, but without this part, please.
My cousin said would be best if I skipped town for a while.
Excellent. So in both examples, the meaning is the same. We understand the same, right? Doesn't really affect this information, no? This is just a little bit extra information I'm adding, no? However, if I take it out, the information, the main idea, it remains the same, right? So anytime that you might have or want to add a little extra information that you think it's important, but it could be taken and the meaning it wouldn't be any different, you can use it between commas, no? Like in this example, like here. No? So it's the same if I say my cousin who recently joined the mafia said it will be the best if I skip town for a while, or you can just say my cousin said it will be the best if I skip town for a while. No? So this could be removed. That's why it goes between commas. No? Okay, and let's see the last one, please.
Comma separate pair adjectives that describe a noun. You need a comma between adjectives that could go in any order. They're no cumulate and could be separated by the word and. Do not use a comma between adjectives that need to be in a particular order.
Great. So usually we get confused in this part because when we are describing something, no, sometimes we generalize the idea. No, if I'm describing this, this, and this, no, I use all commas all the time, but it's not the case. Here is saying commas separate paired adjectives that describe a noun, right? For example, the first one right here. Sorry. For example, the first one, right? The entry includes chip, salsa, and beverage, right? But you need a comma between an adjective that could go in any order. They are not cumulative or couldn't be separated by the word and. So for example, if this, for example, is something that is related with an order, for example, you don't need a comma. So for example, here, whatever you are using, no, it's basically an adjective, no, and then the adjective and the second part goes together, no. So it's not the same if you say they serve cheap, delicious meat, or you say they serve cheap, comma, delicious meat. No, you're describing two things of the same thing, right? So that's why in this example, sorry. That's why in this example, you need to separate, no? In both cases, you're talking about meat, right? However, you're describing adjectives always goes before the thing, right? So if I'm describing many things about the thing, no, I use a comma between here to this, to the put different adjectives separated, no? And in the second example, it goes, they always have cheap taco meat, the same, no? They always have cheap taco meat. In this case, it's not separated, no? Because this is the adjective, no? Cheap taco. So because it goes together, it's a double adjective, no? You don't need a comma here because it's like it's just one idea, no? They always have cheap taco meat. It's just one idea. In the second one, it's two ideas, no? Cheap, it could be and delicious meat. However, we don't use and, no, we use a comma because we're describing two things about the same thing. In this example, if we say and, for example, here, it's incorrect. If we don't put a comma, it's incorrect. Do you understand this part? Or is a little bit confusing, sir? What do you think?
It's a little confusing.
Yes, I know. It's basically, in Spanish, is the other way around. No, we can say the cell phone, no, lo voy a decir en castellano para que se entienda, ¿no? Mi teléfono es rápido y fácil de usar. Estoy utilizando dos descripciones sobre el teléfono, ¿no es cierto? Pero en castellano lo uso primero, ¿no es cierto? El teléfono es, y luego agrego dos. En el caso de inglés, adjective goes before, right? I have a cheap and fast cell phone, right? But I don't use and. I'm describing adjectives before the cell phone, right? So I use a comma to separate them, and at the end I mention the thing, right? That's how usually is, no? The adjectives goes before, no? I don't say the ball red. I say the red ball, right? Or I say the beautiful cat. No, I don't say cat beautiful. No, it's the other way around in English and in Spanish. No? So whenever I'm describing adjectives, pair adjectives means that they are similar. right? Cheap, delicious, they're similar, right? No, they're talking about the same thing. I use the adjective separated by a comma. No, adjectives is any word that is help me to describe something. No, like the color, the size, the use. No, the next example I have the meat. The meat is cheap and the meat is delicious. These are two adjectives, right? However, the adjectives always goes before the thing, right? So I go that they serve, for example, no, they serve cheap, comma, delicious meat. No, both are describing the meat. And when I describe more than one adjective of anything, I separate these adjectives with a comma. It's basically that.
Okay.
Is a little bit clear or is a bit confusing?
In the second example,
Mhm.
taco is an adjective.
They have cheap taco meat. Cheap taco is not separate, right? Because it's describing the taco. Cheap taco and then meat. Cheap taco is the adjective. Sometimes in English it happens, not that I have two words or maybe a verb and an adverb
Okay.
that not separated. Remember? I'm not sure.
Okay. It would be just one adjective. It's not necessary two or three adjectives to put the comma, right?
Yes. It's just because
Okay.
in this example, it's a two-word adjective. It's like verbal phrasal verbs, if you remember. Sometimes they can be separated, right? And I can put the noun or yes, the noun or the subject in the middle, right? Or the object. In this case, sometimes the adjectives are not separated. Usually they're not separated. They're two word. So we have to pay attention if we have that type of adjective. In this case, putting a comma here is incorrect because this is not, we cannot separate this. No, cheap taco is an adjective. Cheap taco meat is just one adjective. It's not two. That's why putting a comma here is it's wrong. It's incorrect.
Okay.
All right. So this is not very common. However, it happens. It's not very common, but sometimes happens. So putting a comma here is incorrect. All right. So these are some rules. This is the long one. So don't worry, not all of them are like this. This is the longest one. Commas is no. It's a little bit different like in English, in Spanish, sorry. But let's see the next one. Any questions? Sorry.
No.
Okay, let's continue. So let me clear this, looks a little bit crazy. The next one, quotation marks, no? Quotation marks. Maybe you can read this statement, please.
Quotation marks show the beginning and end of the quotation or title of a short work. When setting the quotation and punctuation rules change.
Yes, excellent. So usually, if you remember, we used this before to talk about, for example, said, no? She said, and then we have quotation marks, no? I don't have time. And that's all, right? I'm using the exact words. No, I'm quotating someone. I'm using the exact words and I put them between quotes, right? But it changes a little bit when I'm using someone else's words. Remember, if you did your thesis, no, when you put some information that write maybe an author, no, or maybe a research or someone, or maybe some information from a book, no? You use quotation, but we add some information at the end. No, we put like the year, the author, comma, and then the year sometimes. That changes a little bit depending, no? Each couple of years changes, but it's not like same like this, no? In this example, we're just saying she, right? So she, no, sorry. Okay. So here we're saying just, she said, no, I don't have time. You're quotating someone, your friend, your mom, anyone. But when you're quotating or citing the quotation and punctuation, the rules change. Now this means that you're using the words of some author, no, information from a book, article, etc. No? So let's see some examples of quotation marks. Let's see the first one, please.
Quotation marks enclose the exact words of a person.
Let's read the example, please.
Sia said, I'm gonna swing from the chandelier.
Great. So it's just using the exact words, right? Not very difficult. We've seen this before. Let's see the second one.
Do not use quotation marks around a paraphrase or summary.
Let's see the second example.
Sia said she intended to pendulate from a chandelier.
Excellent. So in this example, they are paraphrasing or summarizing. It means that you are using your own words to describe what someone else said. So in this example, they are paraphrasing or summarizing this, no? And they're not using the exact words, so I don't need to use, no? I do not use quotation marks here, no? Because I'm not using the exact words. Any questions here? There?
No, no.
Okay, let's continue. Thank you.
Quotation marks set up the titles of smaller words, winning larger words. This can vary between different citation styles, so double check your style guide for accuracy.
For accuracy, no? Yes. So it's just basically for any titles, no? About anything, no? You could be talking about a book, you could be talking about, no? So for example, short story, no? We use quotation marks. We're talking about a book of stories or chapter, no? It's a title of something, no? It could be the chapter of a book, a poem, you're referring or talking about a book, or an episode, or an article, a song. So anytime you are going to use the title, no, or something, so instead of using, no, the whole thing, no, you're going to say, well, I'm going to use, or I'm going to describe this, no? I'm going to describe, like continuing, I don't know, like, I'm going to describe, no? So any part of something big, it's going to have quotation marks, not any titles. From a book, an episode, a song. In essays, usually is going to be maybe introduction, it could be conclusion, maybe index, no? They usually use, not always, but they usually use, that's what it says. So double check your style guide, because this change depending of what you're writing. There are many different type of styles of writing. So it could change each time, no? So if you're writing, for example, maybe an essay based on your opinion, usually you're not going to have this, no? Maybe if you're writing an academic, more formal type of essay, yes, in some situations you will use it. However, it's important that you recognize, no? When we have this some titles, we use quotation marks, but it's not always. No, it changes depending of the style of your writing, but it's for
Okay.
titles. Let's see the next one.
Place periods and commas inside quotation marks.
Mhm. Let's read the example.
Paul Francis said, I'll have extra mayonnaise on that. I don't know what is mayonnaise.
It's the same as in Spanish. Take a look to this the word one more time.
Mayonnaise.
Oh,
Mayonnaise.
yes. Yes. It's the same. So what is saying here that we have to place periods and commas inside the quotation. No, so inside whatever we have to use, no, they just go here. For example, here we have a period, right? And it goes inside, not outside. Outside is incorrect, always inside. So for example, if I will be describing another thing, and I want to describe it here, no, well, I use some commas, no? But inside of the quotation. This is a very common mistake, but it goes at the end, no? Okay, let's see the next one, please.
Place semicolons and colons outside quotation marks.
Mhm.
I recommend the words it comes with chicharrón.
Mhm. Yes. So in this example, I'm keeping colon and semicolon. Colon is this, no? And semicolon is semicolon, no? So these two goes outside of quotation marks. It doesn't come inside, no? So if you are going to use it here or no, but it goes outside, it doesn't go inside. And finally, let's see this one, please.
Place question marks or exclamation points inside the quotation marks if they punctuate the quotation only. However, if the quote does not include a question or exclamation, but the sentence itself is asking a question or exclaiming, the question mark or exclaiming point sits outside of the quotation mark.
Mhm. So usually marks and exclamation points goes inside, no? Inside the quotation marks. So like here, no? Let's read this example, please.
Captain Lickfoot said, don't you think it's time we start letting women be pirates too?
Mhm. And pirates, no? Pirates too? Yes. So in this example, it's a question, right? It's asking something. So that's why it goes inside the quotation mark. No? The question mark goes inside. However, it says if the quote does not include a question or exclamation point, but the sentence itself is asking a question or exclaiming, the question mark or exclamation goes outside. No? If this is not clear that it was a question itself, right? But it's having this, it's asking, no, a question or exclaiming something, the exclamation point goes outside, no? Because like sometimes that we think we don't need, no, the question. It could be a question, but doesn't use an exclamation or question mark at the end, right? But it could be asking something. However, in those cases, when we know that it's asking something, no, we can put it at the end, just to describe. No? Let's see the second example, please.
What did I so wrote mean by there's smoke in my iris, but I paint a sunny day on the insides of my eyelid.
Mm-hmm. of my eyelids, no? Your eyelids. So
Okay.
in this example, the question, it's being asked by the author, right? So the person that is writing the essay is saying, no, what did this rock band mean by, no? And then they quote, and because they are asking that, they put the quotation mark, or they ask the question mark at the end, no? The question mark was not being said by the person that was saying these words, because remember, we're using the exact words of someone else, no? The question was for them, but the author, yes, was asking the question. So then if the author, the writer, is asking the question, the question mark goes outside of the quotation marks. So any questions until here, Fleur?
No, it's fine.
Okay, great. So we're seeing two. Let's see one more. Let me clear this. So, okay, this one is quite easy. No parentheses. Let's read the explanation, please.
Parentheses set up elements within a sentence that are related to the sentence but non-essential.
Yes. So it's not essential, right? We're putting or describing or adding maybe more elements in a sentence that maybe help us to describe a bit more the idea. However, they're not non-essential. That's why it goes like in parentheses. No? So let's see some rules. Same logic, Fleur. So let's read the description here and let's see the example on the right. Let's start with the first.
Parentheses of additions or expressions that are not necessary to the sentence. They tend to emphasize what they set up. They are often seen as less academic in tone.
Yes. Let's read example, please.
We visit several European countries, England, France, Spain, on our trip last year.
So basically here to add this information or to describe what European countries are, what European countries they visit. If you will be asking about this information, it's not essential, but they put it here for better understanding, maybe, no? They go England, France, and Spain, no? So it's not necessarily to be there, no? Let's see the second point. Here, sorry.
Parentheses can enclose figures in a sentence. Note: use the numbers like this in sentence may vary for different citation style. Double-check citation guidelines.
Let's read the example.
Grades will be based on 1. Participation, 2. In-class writing, and 3. Exams.
So it's basically adding or putting order, no? Grades will be based on 1, participation, 2, in-class writing, and 3, exam. It's just enclosing. Enclosing means that it's just making the information clear. No, this is important. That's why it's saying, no, it's going to be great in this order. That's why it goes the order between. Let's see, the next one, please. Yes.
When the group inside the parentheses form a complete sentence but is inserted inside a large sentence, no period is needed. However, if a question mark or exclamation point is needed, it should be included.
So same logic. it's adding, no, some type of description about this. For instance, this is like it's talking about themselves. No, the snow. Do you remember what snow feels like? No, is inserting a question in this example. No, so it goes between here. It's basically just to make you, in this case, not reflect about something. No, do you remember what snow feels like? No? It's a question for the reader, and then it just goes, no, in parentheses. No, and if the question mark or exclamation point is needed or no, it should be included. No, in this example, because it's a question, it should be included here to for the reader to understand. No? And finally, let's see this one, please. Are you
When
there, Flor?
parentheses, yes,
No.
are used to enclose an independent sentence, the end punctuation belongs inside the parentheses. I am not looking forward to pretending to the class on Monday. My childhood stage fright has never really led me. I hope I can get it over with quickly.
So basically, it's just adding a bit some information. Again, the same logic as the first one. It's not. It's not. It's just describing something extra, no? And it's enclosing. Enclosing means the same, no? It's talking. It's adding a bit of information, and it's just adding the information here, no? I'm not looking forward to presenting to the class on Monday. My childhood stage, and this describing, no, about how they feel about this, and they go, I hope I can get over. So it's this basically, no, the same. All logic is that it's not essential. It just helps us to describe what you want to say. No, in some cases it could be in some cases it could be maybe just an information such as, you know, add information. Sometimes it could be order, and sometimes it could be just add information to understand better what you are describing. So that's all, Flor. I don't know if you have any questions.
No, I don't have question. It's clear.
Okay, so this part is quite easy. I know it's a little bit long, but we're going to see a bit more about writing punctuation on Wednesday. And then I'm going to give you the first assignment on the document. So you will have some homework, no, to work in this document. All right, so it's a little bit different, not like the other one, like my English lab. But we're going to see on Wednesday, we're going to see apostrophes, we're going to see colon and semicolon, no? And that's all. Then I'm going to explain some rules of writing, and then I'm going to give you homework. We're going to work a little bit. So yes, that's all. So, did you one question I wanted to ask you, and I forgot to ask you yesterday. Did you finish the exercises for my English lab and the exams and everything?
Teacher, I don't finish. I didn't
No,
finish.
no,
No, it was impossible for me. I just did unit 1 and 2.
and
Uh,
the quizzes, did you finish them?
no, I didn't have time to did the quizzes.
Oh, I need to send your grades. Laura. What can we do? Give me some ideas. Let me check how is your grade.
Maybe right now I can do the quizzes for unit 1 and 2 and the final quiz.
Okay, so I will reassign it, but you didn't work on the exercises?
I, I can, but I need more time to do the 3 and 4.
Okay, so let me see.
I don't know.
The thing is that I should send your grades today because we're starting the course today. But let's see. This is yours. No, this is not yours. Yours is 12. This. So if you see, this is your grades. Now you have the exercises, but you don't have the quiz for A1 or C1. C2, you don't have the quiz. C3, you don't have either. C4, you don't have me. Yes, maybe the quizzes, no? And the final one, you don't have it either.
Yes, and the final.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I can just assign the quizzes. I think you won't fail, obviously. But you need to do the quizzes, no? So it will be the quizzes for all of them, no? All the quizzes, no? Yes, all the quizzes. 4 quizzes and the final one. Do you think you can do it today?
Yes, the quizzes. Yes, I can do right now.
Okay, great. So I will reassign that then, and I'm going to try to explain a little bit to Ruth. So that's it. Until what time do you want me to assign you this so I can grade this today?
I think I can final
What's in-
máximo en 2 horas lo puedo terminar.
Okay, that's good. 2 hours. Okay. So
Yes.
maybe until 11 a.m. or 12.
Yes. 11 is fine.
Okay, great. But you're going to have 4 quizzes, no? Remember that.
Yes.
So, oh, okay, I will assign it right now. I'm going to reassign all of them. And that's all, Flor. Thank you very much. Don't forget the quizzes, please. It's important.
Yes,
I
teacher,
will,
thank you.
no worries, but please don't forget. Especially the final one, no? Okay, I'm launching to the calls and let me assign this right now so you can start working on this. Okay, thank you, Flor. So just remember that you're going to have a little homework, no, each a couple of classes, and then you're going to have like a big essay or a final essay at the end of this. No, it's going to be two weeks from now, no, a little bit around 2 weeks from now.
But today,
Nothing. You don't have
un-
nothing to do.
until the next class, right?
Yes, yes. Every 2 classes, I'm going to give you a little homework, and then you have until the next class to do it, and I can review. You can ask me some questions, and then we will start with the same topic. Same thing, 2 classes to complete all the topics, and then again, a little homework and like that. Each a couple of 2 classes.
Okay.
But it's going to be something small. Don't worry, it's not going to be something too big. Just something small.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Flor. So let me assign this, and well, that's all. Have a good day. See you on Wednesday.
See you, teacher. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Take care.